I'm back with Melanie Neumann, and for those who don't know who you are, you've got quite a lengthy career in not only the food industry but the legal side of it.
Yeah, I've actually been in the legal side of food safety and food law for almost 30 years.
That's crazy. You're not that old.
I'm older than I look, my friend, so thank you very much.
You know, silly side note is I remember completely randomly running into you at an airport, and you were like, "Don't look at me." No, why were you freaking out because I ran into you?
I was coming back from the Ironman World Championships, and I was in a trucker hat and a sweatshirt, and I was just, completely different.
I'm
And
surprised that I recognized
I
you.
randomly look up at the top of the escalator, Newark Airport, gate 120. I know exactly where we were.
So I would imagine that you prepare for such an event like that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you can imagine where I'm going with this, one must also think in terms of preparing to be recall ready.
Absolutely.
What would be an advice or some advice that you would give in terms of this is what you really need to do to be ready for that inevitable reality of there being a recall in your
Yeah,
company?
just like a 5K race to a long course triathlon, like it's daily training. And I know that sounds daunting, but it's training and practicing in a time of calm before you have to face the situation in a time of crisis. You're going to be much calmer under pressure. So things like not just have a written recall plan, but truly simulate an actual scenario that could happen in your company with one of your products that's in distribution, and don't just have your company and the people on the food safety and the legal teams test one step backward and one step forward, but the whole shoot and match. How could you even be alerted to an incident? Do you have a bunch of consumer complaints that the call center in your company are handling and fielding? How do you get that information? How do they escalate that kind of information to you? Oftentimes, lawyers and food companies, we don't know the answer to that because we're not having the conversation with the people who are getting the inputs to alert us to this kind of risk. Our role as risk managers, so we need to reach out to our supply chain people who are looking at the supply chain, call center people taking complaint calls, um, sales and marketing people who have the relationships with our customers because they may be getting complaints on our products. And how do you pull all that data together to understand whether or not a recall might be a risk at the current moment?
Well, I would imagine too, before we end this installment, is that the best risk management is the risk that's prevented.
Absolutely.
A lot easier to do that way.
Absolutely.
Melanie Neumann, we're going to come back for looking at another side of things on the other side here. By the way, we're at IAFP in Cleveland, Ohio. That's why there's all these people walking around us and bells ringing.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering.
Lots of activity.
That and someone was saying, "Good answer, good answer."
Oh, yeah.
All right.